salt added when I have it. Any chance to choose, and usually you do, because the market has really responded to that. So yes, right. Reading ingredients and labels is always a good choice, but in this case, usually that's pretty easy to find it right on the front of the can, which is even better.
This is a great time to take a break. This is Dr. Jeanine Cook-Garard, and I'm here with Shannon O'Shea, nursing student, and we're talking with Dr. Newby about her book, Food and Nutrition, What Everyone Needs to Know. You're listening to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
New York moms and dads, tune in. Dr. Monique Collier-Nichols, a member of the NAACP New York State Conference and pediatrician, talks about the importance of vaccinating your children.
As a pediatrician here in New York, I've seen firsthand how devastating vaccine-preventable diseases can be to our children. The CDC recommends a vaccination schedule that helps protect against 14 serious diseases before the age of 2. Yet, according to the National Immunization Survey, among African American children aged 19 to 35 months nationwide, approximately 30% have not been fully vaccinated with all the CDC recommended vaccines. As parents, getting our children vaccinated with all doses at the scheduled times is one of the most important steps we can take to help protect them from serious illnesses.
Families without vaccine insurance coverage may be eligible for vaccines at reduced or no cost through the Vaccines for Children program, or VFC. Learn more at vaccinateourchildren.com. This message is sponsored by the NAACP New York State Conference in partnership with Pfizer.
90.3 WHPC.
We now return to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome back to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I am your host, Dr. Jeanine Cook-Garard, and today our special guest is Dr. Newby with her book, Food and Nutrition, What Everyone Needs to Know. Welcome back, Dr. Newby.
Oh, thank you very much.
So a big part of your book is busting nutrition myths. What is the myth that you feel it really does bother you, just hearing it?
Oh, gosh. Well, there's not just one. There's so many. And, of course, it varies with what's going on in the news. One of them that is still around but has been a popular topic on my book tour has been the coconut oil kerfuffle, if you will.
Oh, yes.
Right? And that still is there, and it got back into the media again because of a recent video where a physician was talking about it. So people still think coconut oil is a healthy choice. And, just like we were talking about a few minutes ago about organic, conventional, they're not difficult to comprehend, but they are complex. So that's why my answers are sort of long. You should feel free to jump in and interrupt. But the fact is,
no, I want to hear about this one.
Yeah, but they're complex issues. So in the book, it's a little bit. I'm not going to read from the book here, but it's a couple of paragraphs telling about why it is a myth and why it adds to nutrition confusion. But I think the bottom line here is that it was media hype. I mean, if you talk to nutrition scientists, they never talked about it as being a healthy choice. And this is not, I don't want to be dichotomous either about this because, in other words, it's neither panacea nor poison, right? Coconut oil is a saturated fat. So just like butter, can be enjoyed in moderation. I know I love a little bit of coconut cream in my oatmeal. Makes it really lovely. Mm-hmm. But the fact is, it is a saturated fat. So that's to say that we know, based upon the current research, that it's not nearly as good for your heart as unsaturated fats. So that's what we know, okay? Mm-hmm. So in other words, your unsaturated oils like canola, walnut, sesame, peanut, grapeseed, all of that stuff, olive, of course. So there's many, 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 many choices that are unsaturated that have beneficial effects for heart health. Now, the one other thing I'll say about this is that there is a specific type of fatty acid in the saturated fat called medium chain, that are medium chain. And I don't want to get too into that, but some people who are into coconut oil know about this and they think, oh, that's why it's so healthy. And the fact is, we will understand more as we study different types of fatty acids, just like we study more amino acids. So I think people are less familiar with the term fatty acid, but fatty acids are simply what's used to make up an individual fat that we eat, right? Just like amino acids are used to make up a protein. Mm-hmm. So it's the same idea. And so the more we learn about those in coming decades of research, maybe we'll understand a little bit better. But the current research is pretty clear that it's not the best choice for heart health. And as I said, the important thing here to know about that is really pretty much no nutrition scientists were ever saying that. What it was food bloggers, personal trainers, all of these people that, and it was it was originally hyped in the media from, actually it was from a study in animals. So, the truth is out there. There's actually a lot of articles about this, and I cite them in my book too. So it's not just like a person needs to go to the original research. No consumer is going to do that. But if you go to the right places, the Atlantic is great, Mother Jones is great, New York Times is great. There are other sources too. Center for Science and the Public Interest is great. That's it's a consumer organization. They'll help consumers, not to mention my own blog and books, will help people wade through this in a way. And the key is, again, going to the right sources. And then you're not going to be confused if you go to the right sources.
How about vitamin supplementation for those that don't get the vegetables in? Can we say that vitamins will kind of supplement or add to the diet where we are missing our veggies?
Well, I think the key here is it's not just missing your veggies. But the fact is that there's another reason for eating vegetables that I'll get to in a moment. It's not really the vitamins and minerals. It's what's called the phytochemicals, which you can't really get in a supplement. But the bottom line with supplements is just that the research just hasn't panned out there. It seems like a good idea, but the fact is supplements often are just not needed. And that's because people in today's world where we are, you're in Asking, I'm in Boston now, but we live in, places that are rich in food, right? We have enough food. And the way you meet your nutrient needs is by eating enough food broadly throughout the food supply. So, most people are going to get it from a varied diet. That's really the reality. Now, and supplements are designed to prevent deficiencies, and most people are not at risk of deficiency. This is the basic, bottom line. Clearly, people who have clinical issues, you need to talk to your physician. There are situations where people could benefit from a supplement, especially if they're limiting their animal intakes, and especially if you're older, B12 could be a good idea. But the things that should be discussed with a physician because they're clinical needs at that point. But the notion that a supplement is going to make you sort of healthier for your average person who has enough food in their diet, even if they don't get enough fruits and vegetables, is misplaced. And the fact is that, as I was just mentioning before, your vegetables and fruits provide much more than your vitamins and minerals. Many people don't think about nutrition that way anymore, because nutrition is foods. We eat foods, and that apple gives you much more than just your vitamins and minerals. It gives you powerful phytochemicals, which are nutrients that are helpful for health, not essential for life, that you can only get from the whole foods. So there are many reasons why, is it an insurance for some people? Sure. But for most people, it hasn't been shown to be related to reduced risk of heart disease or anything like that. And the fact is most people who are taking them are already healthy enough. So it's not like people are saying, I don't get enough fruit and vegetables, I'll take a vitamin. Most of the people, they tend to already be healthier. That's why they kind of know about it. So that's kind of the answer to that, too. And again, that's very much based in the research. It's been disappointing when people have looked at supplements and looking at their long-term health benefits. So there are probably better places people could spend their money in terms of trying to improve their health. But in some cases, they probably won't hurt. But a lot of times we just urinate out our excess vitamins that we consume, right? Because a lot of those water-soluble ones just will get peed out. So you're really kind of just paying for expensive pee, right?
That's a good
to
way
be
to put
quite
it.
blunt, and that's what we say in nutrition. You're literally just pissing away your money. So why? You're better off eating those whole foods.
You're listening to Your Family's Health on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. And today our special guest is Dr. Newby, and she's talking about her latest book, Food and Nutrition, What Everyone Needs to Know. So many people out there are overweight, Dr. Newby, and there are so many weight loss diets. Which do you think is the best? Which do you think is the worst?
Well, guess what? The best diet, and again, of course, this is based on what science has shown. The best diet is, wait for it, the one you can stick to.
Oh, wow.
I like that.
What if the diet is hamburgers and French fries? That's the one I could stick to.
Okay.
Agreed.
So if you're going to be a negative caloric balance, and that means, no, this is actually, I'm going to go somewhere. This is actually really absolutely true. And if you are negative caloric balance and you are actually, meaning your exercise is more than your metabolism is more than you're consuming, you will lose weight on it. And that's actually been shown as well. Because it's all about that calorie balance, right? Now, is that the best choice for your long-term health? No, probably not. And is that going to help you to eat, using this example, is that going to help you eat sustainably for the rest of your life, which is really the key, and in trying to keep weight off? No, it's not going to do that. But for some people, losing weight is so dire that whatever diet they can stick to is going to be best to get off those pounds. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't, by the way, so a clever nutrition, I talk about this in the book, but a clever nutrition professor showed this little point anecdotally. He was on the so-called Twinkie diet. It included Twinkie Oreos to just be like, and he lost 27 pounds. Why? Because he was in negative caloric balance. He took in few calories. But what I meant by also, I wasn't actually just trying to be trite about it, although those allow you to make the point. The fact is that there are so many weight loss diets. There's Jenny Craig, there's Weight Watchers, there's The Zone, or there's Atkins, there's this crazy carnivore diet now, some of which are designed to weight loss, some are not. But it just means that people need to go on a diet that's going to best suit their palate and their lifestyle. For some people, that's getting pre-portions from some place like Jenny Craig or some of those other places. For some places, it's being part of a community and tracking their progress through Weight Watchers or another program. For some people, maybe it's a low carb, maybe it's high carb. And research has shown again and again that as long as you stick to it, that's really the key. And again, they differ when it comes to long-term health, of course. So then you come back to plant-based, the main messages of health. But really, it's really important to, get that diet you can stick to.
Yeah. I have so much to talk to you about, Dr. Newby. My time is running out, but I do want to let the listening audience know how to get your book.
Oh,
how do we get your book?
By all means. But you can get it from your local bookstores, of course, which is a wonderful way. You can also get it from Amazon. You can get it from IndieBound. You can get it from Oxford University Press. And I have all of those links right on my website at pknewby.com/books, where you can also learn a little bit more about the book itself. It's 134 Q&A, and it really does cover what everyone needs to know.
And I'm going to tell you, having read the book, it is so informative and thorough that I learned a lot from reading your book.
You.
What would you like to leave the listening audience with? Just if you had to leave a sentence, what would you leave the listening audience with?
I would say nutrition isn't confusing. The truth is out there.
Mm-hmm. Nutrition is not confusing. So we thank you so much, Dr. Newby, for being with us. Just talking about your book, Food and Nutrition, What Everyone Needs to Know. We want to thank our Shannon O'Shea nursing student for joining us in this talk. And we want to thank you, our listening audience, for joining in. The voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
We'd like to get your feedback on your family's health. Send your comments by emailing them to whpc@ncc.edu. Podcasts of today's show are available on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker. This program was produced at the studios of Nassau Community College in cooperation with the Nursing Department. Executive producer for this series is Jim Green. Join us next week for another edition of Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.